Yeah, I can hear you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When we get there to your office, can I call my husband and tell what is happening and tell my kids that I don't know something?
Welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. We're analyzing a traffic stop in Ohio, and this is from March 22nd of 2024. This involved a woman named Andrea Celaya Rodriguez. This seemingly minor stop quickly escalated into a major drug bust. Stay tuned as we break down the Ohio law, explore the evidentiary standards at play, and discuss the role of intuition during police encounters. With that, let's jump right in, guys.
How are you?
Good on yourself?
Not too bad. I'm going to pick up this penny that fell
yeah,
out of your door, okay? Is this your truck?
No, it's a rental.
A rental? Did you rent it?
Yes.
Okay, do you have the rental agreement and your license?
Yes.
That was also down there. I didn't want that to blow out.
No problem.
Can you do me a favor? Can you turn your headlights on?
Yes.
Also, be careful with how close you're getting to some of those other cars, okay? You got in behind that semi. You weren't speeding or anything, so just go around them or back off of them. I don't want you to crash or anything, okay? Arizona?
Yes.
Where are you coming from?
From Arizona?
Coming from Arizona. Okay. Where did you rent this at?
Tucson, Arizona.
In Tucson?
Yes.
Where are you headed to?
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg?
Yes.
Pennsylvania?
Yes, Pennsylvania.
Okay. All right. What takes you over there?
Because I'm going to move over there.
You're moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing this for a company?
A company?
Yeah.
No, it's because I used to move things at other times, so that's why.
Okay. So where are you taking the truck to?
It's going to come back.
To Arizona?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you rented this and you're moving your stuff to Harrisburg?
Yeah, just a little stuff, and then I'm going to take another one.
Okay. When did you rent this?
It was on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Sorry.
This Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you had any tickets or anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay. So do you work for a moving company?
No, I used to work.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't work.
You don't do that anymore? Because it looks like you rented it under this. Andrea...
Yeah, that was my company.
Okay.
Like I
so this isn't your company?
No.
What's in here right now?
It's just some sofas and my luggage. Just that.
Sofas and luggage? Okay. And it belongs to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I hear this a lot, okay?
Yeah.
And if you're doing it for pay, that's fine.
It belongs to me. It belongs to me.
All right. And then you're going to... So why are you going to drive the truck all the way back?
Because, like I say, I'm coming to move her here, and then I'll go back and then bring another stuff.
Okay. All right. Bear with me. Let me do some checking on some things, but that's why I have you stopped, okay?
Yeah.
Be careful. Have you had any breaks or anything? When did you leave Tucson?
I just leave on Wednesday.
Wednesday? So you've been driving hard then if you're here already. Where have you been sleeping at?
At the hotel.
Oh, you slept at the hotel?
Yeah,
okay. How many nights?
It's 2 nights.
You spent 2 nights in a hotel?
Yeah. No, one night, like, I came on Wednesday. I slept in the hotel, and then yesterday I slept in the hotel.
Okay. All right. Well, bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to check some things out, and I'll be back with you, okay? All right. Well, this is an agreement. This is a problem.
Arizona.
So she said she rented this on Wednesday, which she did.
Wednesday. Today's Friday.
Smell the air freshener? Yeah. It's all over the rental agreement. So she rented this in Tucson, but here's the problem. She won't tell me the truth. She rented this under Andrea Celaya Delivery, which is a company. She said she had a moving company. She doesn't work there anymore. She's going to Harrisburg, PA, and she's taking it back to Tucson. I'm like, if you're moving your stuff to Harrisburg, why are you driving this back? And she's like, well, I'm going to go back and get more stuff. So one of two things is going on here. She's either lying about the moving stuff and this is not her stuff, or she's doing something else that she shouldn't be doing. That's really the only the reason for this. I mean, this is a $1,100
oh my God,
rental.
And she has to be back in Tucson with it.
In 4 days.
Well, she's not gonna make it if you keep pulling her over.
She'd do a better job of driving. I wouldn't have to stop her. I told her, I'm like, listen, if you're moving stuff for somebody else, I don't have an issue with that. I'm not here to do anything about it. I'm not the OT. She wouldn't come off of it. So
I can hear her.
She's still up there. So
Say what?
she's by herself. Coming from Tucson, going to Harrisburg. So,
Is she nervous?
smell that.
It's like Downy or something.
That's what I said. It's like a softener, fabric softener or something.
You know me, my wife will shoot me.
Huh?
How come it smell like that? My wife will shoot me.
I'm just gonna walk in.
Okay.
Hey, check up! Check up! Hey, what's this? Check. Girl, come on. Good job, good job. Hello. Let me come on back. Okay, no weapons on you.
No.
I'll just have you put your hands on top of your head. I'm just going to pat you down with the back of my hand, okay? Face the car. Come on back here. Where's the key to the lock?
It's in the...
Is everything in that truck belong to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just have you have a seat there, okay?
The duck head? Oh.
Big old one. Ruh-roh. Load him up, buddy! What is it? Kilos, bro. No, it's not. Yeah, it's duffel bag. Holy my God. Woo! Dude, yes! That's a big one. That's a lot of dope, baby. That's a lot of dope. Holy bro. Leave it here. We'll get pictures. That thing is filled up. Just put the lock back on. Let's go. You already know?
Yes.
Is this something you'd want to deliver?
Yes.
All right, turn around. Right here, we'll do it in the front. All right, where's this going?
SP1742.
New York.
New York City?
Yes.
And you want to deliver it?
I was going to do it because they was going to pay me.
Okay. But you don't want to move this to New York?
Like,
For us?
To help you as well. It's not just us.
Have a seat up
I
there.
don't know.
Think about it. You got some time, okay?
Go ahead and have a seat up there. Super Bowl, baby. That's the Super Bowl. Did you see it? Hey, where's the key?
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to drive this back to our post. It's to the next exit, and we'll talk in there, okay? All right? You good?
Yeah.
It's going to New York.
There's 2 big bags in there.
Dude, it's huge.
Think about what we're offering you. This is part of your life, too, okay?
I have kids, I have a husband, so they don't know nothing.
I know, but somebody's going to be very mad.
Yeah, my husband is gonna get mad with me.
I'm talking about when you lose what's in there.
I know.
I'm not going to be happy. Where's your family even think you're at right now?
They think I was working. They didn't know nothing. I just say I was going to make a delivery, to put furniture for another person, and my husband said, "Oh, yeah, it's fine."
Okay. So what we're actually offering is for you to deliver that to New York, and we arrest them. It helps you because the presumption right here for you is to go to prison. Okay. We work out here in the middle of nowhere. They don't like that stuff coming through here. Okay. So think about it. Because if you're willing to take it to New York, bring in the DEA, which me and him both work for the DEA as well, besides the fact that we're state troopers. And that in turn, that cooperation helps you with sentencing. Okay? So think about that. Any questions of me so far?
No, okay.
Okay. It's big packages.
You said it's after a different one.
No, you went after a different one.
Is that other bag limit too?
Okay. You think this was left there intentionally? I guarantee the dimness is set down. Take a picture, because this was shoved down in here. I think this is just props. This is props, but we'll still rip it open.
Alright.
Am I driving your Tahoe or this?
You're driving this.
Feels good, baby. Just like that.
Like that.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When we get there to your office, can I call my husband and tell what is happening and tell my kids that I don't know something?
I'll tell you this, even if you choose not to cooperate, I understand, and we can't make you do anything that you don't want to do, I'll absolutely let you call your husband. But until we decide the game plan, nobody can know that you got stopped.
Okay.
We do that to protect us and you. You have a lot of big life decisions to make in about the next 20 minutes. Is that something that you would potentially be interested in, about doing the delivery?
I don't know, it's because...
Did you tell anybody you were getting stopped?
No, nobody.
What they typically do is just tell you a city that you're going to.
Yeah, they tell me a city and just go and they say, oh, we're going to call you when you're getting there.
Do you know that they're tracking you?
I not even know.
Yeah, they're tracking you. What do you do for work?
I don't work.
Okay. What's your husband do?
He's a plumber.
How many kids do you guys have?
4. 2 girls and 2 boys.
Ma'am, I know you know what my job is and what we do, but at the same time, like, I understand what people do for their kids.
Yeah.
I get it. Give me a minute, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
A little bit. You can stack it here on the ground, right?
Nice.
Hello.
I'll take you inside, okay? You go down that hall, far bench over against the wall. You can have a seat. Ma'am, I'm not pressuring you, obviously, to do the delivery, but we do this a lot. We're good at it. They're going to be really mad, okay? Just the fact you got caught, okay? We like to arrest the bigger players on this end. We like to get the other players on that end. We can only do that with your help. We can only do so much, okay? This is not your first time you've been involved in this. We're also very good at doing homework on people, okay? Were they paying you by the brick? Do you know how many you had?
I know I had 15.
The risk versus reward. I mean, I'll be honest, $50,000 is an incredible amount of money, but what you're risking is also an incredible thing to lose. Okay?
That's really...
I mean, we just sentenced a guy 2 months ago that had 15 kilos. He got 16 years.
Now, let's deal with the laws that are at play here in this Ohio case. First, you have headlights required. This is found at the Ohio Revised Code, section 4513.03. Here, the Ohio law says that vehicles must have headlights illuminated during nighttime or periods of limited visibility. This violation resulted in Andrea's initial stop. The punishment for not having your headlights on is usually a fine of up to $150. This is a minor misdemeanor. All right, next you have a big charge, drug trafficking. This is found at the Ohio Revised Code 2925.03. This law prohibits individuals from knowingly selling, transporting, or delivering controlled substances. You have to remember, Andrea got caught with 50 kilos of cocaine that she was bringing across state lines. Now, the punishment for this is a felony, all right? It has a mandatory prison sentence that ranges from 3 to 11 years per count, and the fine can go up to $20,000. Next, we have drug possession. This is found at the Ohio Revised Code 2925.11. It's illegal to knowingly obtain, possess, or use controlled substances without authorization. That simply means a prescription. Andrea's direct control of the narcotics meets the criteria for felony possession. Now, she has enough that they're going to consider this a bulk amount, and that means it's just going to have some mandatory prison sentences under the Ohio laws. The mandatory term is up to 11 years and fines between $10,000 and $20,000. All right, next we have possessing criminal tools. This is found at 2923.24. It's illegal to possess or control tools or devices with the intent to use them criminally. The rental truck, it was specifically used to transport drugs. That would fit directly in this description. This is also a felony. This is a 5th-degree felony. It's punishable up to 12 months in prison and a fine of up to $2,500. This is their lowest level felony in Ohio, the 5th degree. Let's briefly review the evidentiary standards demonstrated in this encounter. Remember, the evidentiary standards are very important. It's what's needed to be met in order for a person to be arrested, in order for a person to receive a conviction against them. Let's start at the bottom. Mere suspicion. This is an instinct or a hunch that something might be wrong without any concrete facts. Initially, the officer simply felt something was off due to Andrea's inconsistent answers and unusual rental arrangements. Next, you have reasonable suspicion. This requires specific, articulable facts suggesting that criminal activity may be occurring. The officer noted Andrea's contradictory explanations, nervous behavior, and the heavy air freshener smell. All that justified some further investigation. Next, we have probable cause. Probable cause exists when facts and circumstances lead a reasonable person to believe a crime has been committed. The positive K9 alert that provides clear probable cause to search the vehicle, and it's going to be okay for finding and seizing the narcotics. All right, next we have preponderance of the evidence. This standard means evidence shows that something is more likely true than not being true. You just need over 50% of the likelihood in your favor. So we say it takes about 51% of the evidence in your favor to win this type of case. This is used in civil cases. Potentially, it will come up in a asset forfeiture case involving the rental truck and any seized assets. Moving up one more level, we have clear and convincing evidence. This requires a high probability that the evidence presented is true. This is used often in suppression hearings. It's also used in various bond considerations. This takes about 75% of the evidence in your favor for you to be successful when this standard is at play. Here, if Andrea challenges the legality of the stop or the search, this standard potentially will apply at a suppression hearing. Finally, you have beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest standard required for criminal convictions. It means no reasonable person could doubt the guilt of the defendant based on the evidence presented. Prosecutors must meet this standard to secure Andrea's conviction on drug trafficking and the other related charges. Now, imagine you're a juror in this case. Consider the details carefully. We have Andrea's inconsistent statements, the suspicious timeline of her rental, and the discovery of a significant amount of drugs hidden in the truck. Ask yourself some of these questions. First, would Andrea's contradictory statements and explanations influence your perception of her credibility? Next, how persuasive is the K9 alert as evidence? Next, is the fact that the narcotics were concealed and the vehicle heavily scented with air fresheners, is that indicative of deliberate criminal intent? All right, let's discuss in the comments below. Do you believe there's enough evidence to meet the beyond a reasonable doubt standard here? You tell me. Guilty, not guilty. All right, everyone should notice by now, from minor traffic violations to major drug trafficking arrests, here Andrea Rodriguez's case vividly illustrates how quickly situations can escalate. Here, it was under the Ohio law. Understanding these legal principles and evidentiary standards helps prepare you for similar encounters. If you learned something valuable today, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone stay safe out there, and have a good day.